How many of you would like to be able to get out of a negative state very quickly? Yes? How many of you would like to reduce the effects of stress on your mind and your body? Excellent. Well, my name is Randy Light, and I'm from AchieveTopPerformance.com and EnlightenedLivingHypnosis.com. And what I'm sharing with you today is a 6-step formula that creates mastery of self and peak performance. Now, I want to honor you for listening today, and I really appreciate that you're taking the time, and so I promise to give you my very best. And since we're going to be spending a few minutes together today, would it be okay if I share a little bit with you about myself? Yes? Great. Well, growing up, I had a mother that was a worrier. She lived in fear, was a pessimist, and extremely critical. And have you had a parent like that? Yes? Well, that ended up making me feel more like a worrier than a warrior myself, because our parents' behavioral patterns and emotions and feelings and beliefs get automatically downloaded into our subconscious mind and can rule our life until we do the work and recognize it and change it to something that is true to us. Well, when I was in high school, I was a gymnast, and on the wall it said PMA, it said positive mental attitude, but no one ever taught me what that was or what that meant or why to even achieve it. And so I did have a lot of fear and worry while I was a gymnast. After high school, I went on to college, to the Indiana University's business school, and spent a few years there, graduated, but I really didn't want to be a businesswoman at the time. So I moved to Portland, Oregon, and began teaching gymnastics. And while I was teaching gymnastics, I had one of those pivotal, life-changing moments that changed everything. Did anybody you ever have one of those? Well, this one had a lot to do with pain. So when I was teaching kids, I was literally lifting these little kids out of a foam pit. And all of a sudden I got this excruciating pain in my back. And that pain did not go away for years. And what happened was my sacroiliac joint moved and my disc bulged. And I went to all kinds of doctors. I went to all the alternative doctors and they couldn't help me. And I went to the allopathic doctors and they couldn't help me. I was in pain from head to toe for 3 years. But I really believe that got me on my path where I am today. So I also do remember when I went to the orthopedic surgeon, and he said to me, "You're going to have to deal with this the rest of your life." And I was shocked that he said that, and I at that time had that intuition where I knew that was inappropriate to say to somebody. And now I know that there's research out there that says that 80% of people who get diagnosed with cancer and then are given a forecast of when they're going to die, that 80% of those people will die on the day the doctor tells them they're going to die. So that's the power of beliefs, that's the power of doctors, that's the power of your subconscious mind. And I believe that's what happened to me until I did the work, 20 years later. So while I was in Oregon, I decided I was going to get a master's degree in environmental education. So I actually had to move back to the Midwest, to Illinois, and get that master's degree. And then I did that, and I really learned how to train teachers and how to teach. That was one of the key components, even though the focus was on the environment. Then I moved to California, met the love of my life, had a baby, and taught environmental education. Eventually, I moved back here to the Midwest and moved to Indiana and became a massage therapist. And I did that for about 10 years, but it hurt me to massage people. So I decided that I needed to do something that would help people heal, that didn't require my body and physical challenges that took place. So I found hypnosis. And Indiana had some strange laws when I first began my journey about 10 years ago. So I started at the Lydecker Institute in Elgin, Illinois, and did about 50 hours there. And then Tim Scher opened up the Hypnotism Academy of Indiana in Maryville, and so I was the first student in the state of Indiana in like 10 years to get trained in hypnosis. I had to do 500 classroom hours to get that training, and they didn't even include the 50 hours that I had done in Illinois. So I got the training, and what I really appreciate that I got from working with Tim Scher was that he was also trained in NLP, or Neuro Linguistic Programming. So not only did I get beginning and advanced hypnotism, but I got beginning and advanced NLP training. Now, Psychology Today stated that NLP may be the most powerful vehicle for change in existence. So that was really exciting for me. I have found that to be true in my work as well. And all my trainings include that part of it, the NLP, but also hypnosis. So the Institute of Cognitive and Neuroscience discovered that a suggestion given in a hypnotic state even one time can have the same effect as long-term conditioning and practice. And I always include a hypnosis component in my private sessions and in my trainings as well. So whenever you participate in my trainings or even in my private sessions, you start to feel more confident, you melt the stress right out of your body, you get to go home feeling so much better, more motivated, more passionate. Going into hypnosis resets your body and it reboots it so you can feel so much better about yourself and your life. You also get to experience the NLP techniques that make you feel much more confident, as well as the hypnotic suggestions. So you'll also, what's also cool is you'll have tools and strategies that help you get out of a negative state very quickly. So let's get into the 6 steps for mastering yourself and creating peak performance. And these are not in any specific order, but they all need to be included. And one of the first things you want to do is set your intentions. Because when you set your intentions, then you have a target. And you can set your intentions before you do anything and everything, before you go to a meeting, before you start working on a project, before you go talk to somebody. You basically decide on the desired outcome, the end result, and it can have a dramatic effect on your life and how you feel. So setting your intentions is one of the components. Another component is controlling your mind. Having PMA, that positive mental attitude, is key, because then you're focusing on what you want to happen instead of what you don't want to happen. And what many successful people now incorporate as a daily practice is self-hypnosis or meditation. So I highly suggest that you incorporate that into your life, because we have 60,000 thoughts a day. And so it's easy for us to get negative and focus on things we don't like or don't want. And so when you learn how to control your mind and how to visualize what you want instead of what you don't want, that can create success. So number 2 is controlling your mind. Number 3, getting out of that negative state quickly. Now, we're all going to get frustrated or angry about some things that are happening in our life, or overwhelmed. But the trick is to get in and out of that negative state, or get in and out of that negative feeling as quick as possible. At least to neutral, but even better if you make it more positive. So that leads to another one. It's becoming and feeling unstoppably confident. You want to have a foundation of confidence that is so strong that if other things people say to you don't affect you, that you feel strong. And luckily, hypnosis and NLP can really give you those special techniques and strategies that help you feel confident. And also, you want to basically utilize strategies and techniques that help you overcome adversity, self-sabotage, and limiting beliefs. That's another key important thing, is utilizing techniques and strategies that help you overcome that adversity, those limiting beliefs that are in your way, and self-sabotage, that quiet that little voice. So hypnosis is great for that. There's many other accelerated learning techniques that can help you do that. And number 6 is practice and preparation. You want to practice and prepare and do these 6 techniques and steps that we just talked about, because then they become easy and natural. But you also want to practice and prepare no matter what you're about to do. So if you're going to present or do a workshop or make a phone call, you want to have done your research, that's preparation, and you want to have practiced, that's also preparation. And those things will help you feel successful, master yourself, and create peak performance at any given moment. Well, my name is Randy Light. I'm from AchieveTopPerformance.com and EnlightenedLivingHypnosis.com. Thank you.